This day and time. What happened today, years ago?
So the French were basically surrounded and collapsing.
Exactly. Stage 4 was just a complete rout. The French army broke. They abandoned almost all their artillery, wagons, everything, just trying to escape. Joseph Bonaparte himself barely got away. A total decisive victory for Wellington.
And the aftermath sounds pretty chaotic. The sources mention huge amounts of plunder.
Oh, absolutely. The French army had been looting Spain for years, and their baggage train was immense. Allied soldiers captured unbelievable amounts of treasure, art, gold. Some of that art, famously, ended up forming the core of the Wellington Collection in London.
But strategically, the impact was even bigger, wasn't it? This wasn't just winning a battle.
No, this was it for Napoleon in Spain. Vittoria effectively ended French control of the Iberian Peninsula. It was a massive boost for the Sixth Coalition forming against Napoleon across Europe, and definitely played a part in his bigger defeat later that year at Leipzig.
Okay, so Vittoria fits that classical military end idea perfectly. Decisive battle, clear victor, major strategic consequences, and ending determined by force of arms.
Right. Now jump forward exactly 106 years, another June 21st, 1919, Scapa Flow. And this is, well, it's a totally different kind of end. Nothing like Vittoria.
Yeah, the sources call this one the symbolic end of honor.
Yeah.
This is about the German high seas fleet scuttling itself, right? Sinking their own ship.
Exactly. The context is crucial. World War I is over, the armistice is signed, German U-boats have surrendered. But the fate of their massive surface fleet, the high seas fleet, their pride and joy is up in the air.
The Allies couldn't agree on what to do with them.
No. As a temporary measure, 70 of Germany's most powerful warships were ordered to sail to the British naval base at Scapa Flow in the Orkney Islands, way up north in Scotland. They interned there under guard.
And the German sailors were just stuck there.
Pretty much. The crews were cut down drastically. From about 20,000 men needed to operate the fleet fully, they were left with skeleton crews, maybe 1,800 sailors total just to maintain the ships. They were isolated, communications were poor, living in this kind of limbo.
While the politicians argued.
Right, Britain basically wanted the fleet destroyed or sunk. They didn't want those powerful ships falling into anyone else's hands, especially not France or Italy, who wanted to divide them up as war reparations. So this diplomatic wrangling just dragged on.
And the German commander there, Admiral von Reuter, he felt cornered.
He did. He was getting patchy information, hearing rumors the Allies were about to break the terms of the armistice and just seize the ships outright. And he was operating under a strong naval tradition, an order of honor, you might say, that German warships must never be surrendered to the enemy. So believing capture was imminent, he decided to take matters into his own hands.
By sinking the entire fleet on June 21st.
Precisely. At 11:20 in the morning, he gave the prearranged signal.